Hello everyone! It's another great day of learning. Welcome for today's episode of Felicians TV. I am Ma'am Alona, your grade 10 arts teacher. Join me in exploring a world full of colors, patterns, and creativity. Let's all create arts from the heart. But before we proceed, do not forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for more updates on our latest videos. To start with, here's the most essential learning competency. Analyzes art elements and principles in the production of work following a specific art style from the various art movements. With the following objectives. 1. Identify the different principles of design. 2. Appreciate the different principles of design. And number 3, create your own artwork by applying the principles of design. Now, let's try to analyze an artwork created by the famous artist Vincent van Gogh. I'm sure you've heard that name before. His paintings and drawings include some of the world's popular and most expensive pieces. But even though his works considered as classic, they are all used as reference in pop culture a lot of times. Take a look at this painting. This is the artwork that we will analyze. I'm sure that you have seen this artwork before. Do you know the title of this artwork? Yeah, that's right. This is the artwork of Vincent van Gogh, Starry Night. You can write down your answer on your notebook or answer sheet as I ask the questions. Let's begin with the description of this artwork. What are the things do you see in the artwork? Describe each of the things seen in the artwork. Now on to interpretation. What do you think does Vincent van Gogh want to imply in his artwork? Is the title Starry Night appropriate to the image? Why do you think so? For analysis, based on your prior knowledge from the past grade levels, what are the elements of art were used by the artist? Last one is judgment. Is this piece of art worthy of appreciation? Why or why not? Now, there's no wrong answers here. I'm sure you've given a lot of interesting observations on Starry Night. Good job, learners! The word design indicates both the process of organizing visual elements and the product of that process. It is a result of our basic need for meaningful order. Some designs are so well integrated that they have qualities beyond the mere sum of their parts, such are said to be beautiful, interesting, absorbing, or surprising. Now, let's have a picture analysis. What can you say about the first image? How about the second one? And the third one? How will you describe the designs on each pictures? It has something to do with our lesson for today. Depicted in these artworks are the principles of design that made this work beautiful, fascinating, and expressive. There are 6 principles of design: unity and variety, balance, emphasis and subordination, contrast, repetition and rhythm, and scale and proportion. Let's discuss the first principle of design: unity and variety. When you watch a choral performance, there are various types of voices we hear: soprano, tenor, alto, and others. But when we listen to them singing all together, there is a harmony, different voices, but they are one. That's a perfect example of unity. Unity in arts refers to the appearance or condition of oneness of an artwork. All the elements such as line, color, texture, and other belongs together that result in having a coherent and harmonious whole. As variety provides diversity, yet it acts as counterbalance to extreme unity. Look at the example from Jacob Lawrence. What do you notice? Each artwork has plenty of colors mixed up as well as patterns, but it all looks cohesive. The visual themes were established with the use of lines, shapes, and colors. The many figures and the objects in the complex compositions of Lawrence form a unified design through the artist's skillful use of abstraction, theme, and variation. Next is balance. When you are riding a bike, balance is the key element to keep you moving and to avoid accident. In art, balance is the condition in which acting influences are held in check by opposing forces, or what is in the left side should appear on the right side, in order to achieve equilibrium. The near or exact matching of left and right sides of a three-dimensional form or a two-dimensional composition is called symmetrical balance. Two sides which are not the same is asymmetrical balance. Asymmetrical balance can be seen on the wheels of the chariot in Giacometti's bronze, where the slim figure that serves as a vertical attached on an elevation. On the other hand, Haranova's figures on a woodblock print, asymmetrical balance was achieved with one figure sitting and the other standing. Both heads on the figure bends to the center. Third is emphasis and subordination. When we are telling a story to other people, we tend to give emphasis on the key parts of our story. That way, the listeners focus on the important information. To draw our attention to an area or areas, the artist uses emphasis. To create emphasis, position, contrast, color intensity, and size can all be used. Neutral areas of lesser interest are created by artists through subordination to keep us from being distracted from the areas of emphasis. In other words, the artist wants us to focus on a certain area in the image, just like in this artwork of Joseph Mallord William Turner entitled Yacht Approaching the Coast. He wants us to draw our attention to the yacht because it is the main subject of the image. That's why there were more details on that area of the painting. Next one is contrast. The juxtaposition of strongly dissimilar elements is called contrast. Dark set against light, large against small, bright colors against dull are examples of contrast. Visual experience becomes monotonous without contrast. Contrast can be seen also in the thick and thin areas of a single brush stroke. In this luster painted bowl is a perfect example of that. Then, we have the repetition and rhythm. When we listen to music, we tend to remember the song which has repetitive lyrics and melody. The repetition of visual elements gives a composition of unity, continuity, flow, and emphasis. Rhythm is not only found in music. Rhythm in the visual art is created through the regular recurrence of elements with related variations. Just as in the Buddhist mandala called the Womb Realm from the 9th century, the pattern emphasizes the unity of purpose, shared with these thousands of figures, each an embodiment of the ideal of compassion. The last principle is the scale and proportion. When you are writing an essay, you have to make sure that the idea of each paragraph is somehow connected to other paragraphs in the essay. Likewise, in art, scale is the relation of one thing to another. It is one of the first decisions an artist makes when planning a work of art. Proportion is the size relationship of parts to a whole. Look at this artwork from Jose Clemente Orozco. The artist makes sure that the size relationship of the different elements in the image is proportional to other elements. Great job! Now you have learned the different principles of design. Let's check how far you have done with it. Let's get it on! You'll be needing the following materials: Oslo paper or bond paper, pencil or pen, and any coloring materials. Procedure. Number 1. Look around and observe the people around you, your friends, your family, and your neighbor or the nature. Number 2. Describe them through a drawing or painting, applying the principles of design based on what you see in their faces or actions as they exercise the freedom of expression in their daily lives. Number 3. Do this in an Oslo paper or bond paper. You may use any coloring materials that you have. For the sample output, you may draw your siblings while they are playing, your mother while she is cooking, your father while reading a newspaper, or any scene that you observe in your house. For this activity, please be guided with the following criteria. Creativity, 5 points. Relevance to the theme, 5 points. Use of principles of design, 5 points. Neatness of work, 5 points, for the total of 20 points. Submit your art activity to your MAPE teacher. To further enhance your ideas and skills, let's have another activity. Prepare the following materials. Create something beautiful and useful artwork to make your life more meaningful by applying the different principles of design that you have learned in relation to the talent that God has given you. Kindly refer to the following criteria. Creativity, 5 points. Relevance to the theme, 5 points. Use of principles of design, 5 points. And neatness of work, 5 points, for the total of 20 points. Write at least 3 sentences that will describe your drawing. Do not forget to submit your output to your MAPE teacher. Now that you've learned the principles of designs, let's have an assessment. Get a pen and a piece of paper. You have 5 seconds to answer each items. Directions. Choose the best answer by writing the letter of the correct answers. Number 1. It refers to the appearance or condition of oneness of an artwork. A. Balance. B. Contrast. C. Emphasis and subordination. D. Unity and variety. The correct answer is D. Unity and variety. Number 2. It uses by the artist to draw our attention to an area or areas. A. Balance. B. Contrast. C. Emphasis and subordination. D. Unity and variety. And the correct answer is C. Emphasis and subordination. Number 3. What is in the left should appear on the right side also to achieve equilibrium. A. Balance. B. Contrast. C. Emphasis and subordination. D. Unity and variety. The correct answer is A. Balance. Number 4. It is created through the regular recurrence of elements with related variations. A. Contrast. B. Emphasis and subordination. C. Rhythm. D. Unity and variety. The correct answer is C. Rhythm. Number 5. It is the relation of one thing to another. A. Proportion. B. Repetition. C. Rhythm. D. Scale. The correct answer is D. Scale. Some learners, before we end up our lesson, I want you to have your reflection. Write your personal insights about the lesson using the following prompts. I understand that. I realize that. I am happy because... My dear learners, I do hope that you enjoyed and have fun with our lesson for today. Once again, I am Teacher Alona from Francisco P. Felix Memorial National High School with the hashtag FMFT, Felixians Moving Forward Together. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Bye! Thank you.